Okay. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Sibiano Mtandazo. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new and you are a subscriber, thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you to the subscription gang and thank you to the notification gang. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button at the bottom and stay tuned for our videos. So basically, welcome to the Mentorship Corner, guys. Here on this channel, we basically sharing information that would help you grow as an individual. Topics we discuss are topics around work, studying, self-growth and self-development. And basically, I'm trying to be the mentor that I never had when I was in school so that someone out there will be helped and will be sort of mentored without having like a physical mentor there in their lives to actually live their best lives. Anyways, let's get right into today's video. So in today's video, I will be discussing, basically we will be discussing the tips that you can use to actually study. So I have drawn up, there's my notebook. I have drawn up the 5. So basically we're going to be discussing the top 5 tips that I feel will help you have a more productive study session, and top 5 tips that will actually help you get better results from your studying. Because I feel if you are just studying without a goal, without a plan, you're basically just like pouring water into a, trying to find an example, it's basically like pouring water into a bottle that has a hole underneath. So you're pouring water, but it's just like flowing out eventually. So I feel like the best way to study is to have a plan in place. So let's get right into today's video. Okay, so first things first, if you want to be studying, you first have to be determined to. So if you are a student, be it you in high school or you are in university, or you are a part-time student, or you are studying maybe an online course that you're doing on some like online platform like Udemy, it is very, very important for you to have goals for your studying, to have goals. So basically you could say, okay, I'm studying because the goal is to learn 1 and 2 and 3. And in the end, these are the grades that I expect to get with the amount of time and effort that I'm going to be putting into my studying. Got it? Another thing you need to think about is, why are you studying? So apart from just having the goal, like what's the aim, what's the point, what's the drive that's actually driving you to study and become better in whatever field that you are doing. You could be studying to further your studies. Maybe you need to like tap into a department at work or a department in your industry that's kind of different and you don't really have information about that department. So that's like studying to further your knowledge. Maybe studying to finish your matric, so that you can actually start to pursue that career path that you want to take. That's also great, but that means you have to, but the main point is you need to have an aim and purpose. So you have the goal, you have the aim and purpose. I feel like the aim and purpose comes first, actually. You need to have the aim and purpose, then you will have the goal in place. Then once you've got the goal in place, then you need to have a plan in place. And then you have to make sure that you don't just have the plan in place, but you actually execute the plan. So let's start with the first thing that I feel you must do. So basically, I'm just going to run through the top 5 tips that you need to have a productive study session or to yield better results through your studying, basically. So the first thing you must do is you must draw up a timetable. So I'm big on planning stuff. So I literally have a timetable even for my life. So I'm working now, but I have a timetable for my life. So the most important thing is to have a timetable. So I believe your timetable should be guided by your subjects. So basically first decide which subjects you're doing better in, which subjects you need to put more effort in. And then you need to decide, according to your daily timetable, school timetable, decide which subjects you want to study per day. So I think it's better if you allocate a day to a subject. Let's say you decide, okay, fine, on Monday I'm going to be doing maths. On Tuesday I'm going to be doing English, and on Wednesday I'm going to be focusing on isiZulu. So it's basically up to you how you space it out. But I believe if you guide them according to your daily timetable, it becomes a bit better. Maybe you can be like, okay, fine, today I'm going to be doing maths because maths is the last period that we have in school, or because maths is the first period. It's up to you really. So you decide on your timetable and draw it up. So have a timetable for 7 days, because you have to study every day of the week. Or if it's not 7 days, or basically try to have a timetable for all, which would include all your subjects. If you're doing 7 subjects, then you will have a timetable for 7 days. If you're doing 8, then you would have a timetable for 8 days basically. And then at the end of the 8th day, then you would go back to the first day, and then you just continue from there. So yeah, so that's the first thing. Draw up your timetable, your study timetable, and place it somewhere you're gonna see it. So in my room right now, I have a timetable. It's like literally like my calendar, but it's where when I wake up, I see it. When I go anywhere and come back into my room, I can see it. So I know exactly what has to happen on this day. This is what is planned out. And then if you do have a daily planner, go and add it onto your daily planner. Cool. Number 2 is to set out a to-do list for each day. So this is very important because some of us come from rural areas where you still have to do your chores. So you come back to school, you still have to go maybe fetch water, you still have to do your laundry, or you have to cook, or you have to do the dishes. Basically, draw up like a to-do list with all the things you need to do today. So set up a time, try to make it the same time every day, where you're gonna say, okay, fine, I'm gonna start studying at 8 p.m. Till maybe 9 or 10, depending on how long you want to study. And then set out, okay, fine, when I come back to school, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, and then I'll be studying. So a to-do list is very, very, very important, because it makes sure that your day will become a bit more productive after school, so that you know exactly what to do and when to do it. Number 3 is to set out a timer for each session. So, okay, fine, we have drawn up a timetable, we have done a to-do list. Now we have to know how much time we're actually going to be spending studying. So research shows that if you study for more than 30 minutes, your brain kind of goes into like a sleeping mode. So basically 30 minutes max. So I always recommend that you study for 30 minutes and then take maybe like a 10-minute break, and then go back and study another 30 minutes, depending on how long you actually want to study. But I feel like don't try to study for too long. So try not to make it like 2 hours straight where you're just like studying, because you're only going to be productive and effective for that first 30 minutes of the 2 hours. So yeah, space it out proper, and make sure you take breaks after every 30 minutes. Cool. The fourth one is to have like a set of practice tests. So basically, once you're done studying, have what I used to do as a student, I used to, when I'm doing like a certain chapter, I used to have like questions as I go, like draft questions that I would like have to answer after the study session as I go. And then when I'm done with that chapter, I would go back to the questions and then try and answer the questions. I wouldn't do it exactly like immediately after the study session. Maybe I'd have like 30-minute study session, draw up my questions, take a break, and then come back and try and tackle the questions. So this basically helps you see how far are you with your studying. Are you understanding what you're studying? Is your studying productive, or are you just like browsing through the work? Cool. Another thing that's important, apart from just having practice tests, is to actually write notes down, because again, research shows that if you're writing things down, your brain is most likely to memorize it compared to just reading through like your textbooks or your notes. Cool. So while we're still on the study test, some schools do give past papers. So if you have like previous test papers or like previous exam papers, go through them and see if you actually understand the questions and the way they ask the questions. The second thing is they do have a platform online called Quizlet. I use it a lot in varsity though. So Quizlet has almost every subject that you could think of, and you basically register online, and then they basically give you like flashcards. So you choose a subject and they give you like a flashcard which will explain like a certain concept, and then when you're done, they have like a set of questions you would have like to answer, like a pop quiz type of thing. So those were very, very helpful for me. So basically the first thing, you draft down your questions as you go. If you want to have a look at past question papers if you've got, and register on Quizlet if you've got access to the internet, because that is really, really helpful. It helped me a lot when I was in school. The last thing to do, I feel, is to always prepare on time. So if you know that you have your test week coming, try to prepare at least a week before the test. So if you're writing maths on Monday, start preparing from the previous Monday. And then if you have like life sciences on Tuesday, start preparing from the previous Tuesday, so that you have time to actually finish studying first, because you want to always finish studying before you go into a test or an exam. Second, you want to have time to actually, if there's something you don't understand, to be able to go back to your teacher or your lecturer and consult and just check if they can help you with that. Thirdly, you want to make sure you have time to go through your past question papers before your final exam. So those are all the important things that you need to go through when you're doing effective studying. Basically, let's just run through it again. The first thing is you must set out your timetable. The second, you must have a to-do list for each day so that you can be productive. The third one is you must have a timer for each study session. So basically 30 minutes tops, and then take breaks in between the 30 minutes. The fourth one is you must have practice tests. So as I said, with this one, you can either write out questions as you're studying. You can either get past papers from your teachers or lecturers, or you can register on Quizlet and do the pop quizzes that they have there. The last thing is you need to prepare in advance. So try to prepare as much in advance as you possibly can for your tests, so that you can have enough time to actually practice and maybe go over your work one last time. So that's it for today's video. I hope it's going to help a student or a learner or anyone who's basically trying to go through their studying phase in their lives. If you guys have any other study tips that worked out for you in school or university, don't forget, don't hesitate to drop them on the comment section below, because remember, the platform is there to actually teach everyone, and for all of us to actually engage as a community to grow stronger together. So if you've got any suggestions or any tips that you want to share with us, leave them on the comment section below. Don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and yeah, that's it from today's video. I hope you guys learn a lot from it. And yes, practice, and more practice. I don't believe practice makes perfect, but I believe with practice you get to see a whole lot of improvement in your lives. So that's it from me to you and the Corner Corner. Yeah, bye guys, love you lot.